Okay, go ahead.
All right. But anyways, once again, ladies and gents, my name is Tamik, and I am your host for this Zoom presentation. And as I said before, we are all going to get up to speed and educated about how Zoom, or I'm sorry, not Zoom, but we'll learn about how Zoom works too, but how Forsage works and why it is a very good idea. It's a great idea. It's a phenomenal idea and a just spectacular opportunity. All right. So, all right, we're going to run through this PowerPoint presentation, and I will just start off and just say that, here's the thing, right? We all know that we are in a place now with the advancement in technology like the internet, cryptocurrencies, and even smart contracts, which we're going to learn a little bit about here. It is bringing people together in a way that, well, hasn't ever quite been done before with respect to we are able to support each other and do this at a level that, well, it's not been seen before, right? Because of course, with smart contracts and the blockchain technology, as I was talking about before, it allows for a decentralization of the way that it all comes together, right? So if one thing shuts down, if a website shuts down, whatever, and we'll get into how actually they are implementing a system, interplanetary file systems that the Forsage website is going to be placed on, that this actually prevents even the website from going down. But so again, we're able to do this without a central authority, without a bank or some business or corporation controlling the entire situation and compromising our livelihood, which is what has happened to a lot of people, unfortunately. So, but again, as you can see here, this can all be done from the ease of your phone or the ease of your laptop. As you see this guy here sitting on his couch doing both, which I oftentimes find myself doing, phone in one hand and the PC in the other hand. As you can see, and of course, we are using Ethereum. Now, you don't have a card like this. I have this picture. It's just, kind of for show, but effectively, we have this card, which we will talk about some options about how to convert and to how to get, because that question comes up often, is how do I get this cryptocurrency that I'm earning? How do I get it into the real world, right? To make real world purchases and use it as I would normal fiat. So we will talk about that. And again, dApps, decentralized, is a short for decentralized applications. And again, they are also called smart contracts, which is code, right? There are programmers who have studied long and hard and are good at what they do to put this coding that has a function, and those functions, once they're executed, that is what it does. When it's placed on the blockchain, it is immutable, meaning that you cannot change it. The developers, the programmers of that contract, they can't go in after the fact and change what has been set in place, set in motion, once it's been activated on the blockchain. All right, so let's go ahead and introduce Forsage. Now, Forsage, as it has been explained to us from the developers themselves directly, 𝙏𝙗𝙖𝙣𝙠 𝙔𝙤𝙪, which is, well, I've had the fortune of being able to interview him myself. He has been on a few of our personal Power Team Zoom calls. And of course, he is really kind of out there as the face of Forsage in terms of being one of the developers. And there are many developers. He's not the only developer. So just to make that point clear. But anyways, though, as it has been explained by him, this is the first ever 100% decentralized true matrix, right? Now, there have been other, what Forsage is known as a cycler, right? That means that you have these income levels, which we will get into, but those income levels will continue to cycle without you ever having to repurchase them, right? So you purchase your income level at whatever level that is, and they will continue to work for you in the background as you share this with other people. And again, there is a passive side to it, but I do want to stress that a lot of people coming into Forsage have been introduced to Forsage they've been introduced to Forsage that, hey, this is a a new passive income platform where you just put your money into it and you can just, run off into the wind and never have to do anything. And that isn't the case. All right. So I want to make that clear. And we're going to talk about why that isn't exactly the case. Not that there aren't examples of people who have just gone and bought all of the income slots, right? They've essentially purchased all of the income slots and are earning. But again, it isn't a guaranteed thing. All right. That is something that is a byproduct of perhaps the team that you're in, perhaps just the way that the matrix falls into place with respect to different payments that go out. And another thing to keep in mind about the payments, because there is a lot of argument that comes to the table about the payments are being centrally put into some, let's say, Ethereum wallet, and then they're paid out. That's not the case at all. The money goes into essentially directly into your partner, perhaps someone that you've referred, or directly into the wallet instantaneously as soon as the payment has been confirmed on the blockchain. And in this case, we are on the Ethereum network, Ethereum blockchain. And once it has been confirmed on what is called Etherscan, which is effectively the book for which we can all go and see, because it is decentralized in a way that we can all go. Well, sorry, it's not. It is decentralized, but it's open source, meaning that we can all go and see everything that's happening. Oh, sorry, hang on one second. Let's get back to the PowerPoint. All right, so let's move on. Let's talk about decentralization. And I'll just read through this so that we can get through it concisely. But what does decentralization mean? What are the advantages and what are the benefits? Decentralized marketing is created with an automated contract that offers you maximum security and sustainability. A smart contract is an automation execution algorithm, and it exists, as I said before, on the Ethereum blockchain, the #1 cryptographic currency among those with which smart contracts can be created. Smart contracts, like cryptocurrencies, are decentralized. As I explained before, they work strictly according to the underlying programming without the possibility of subsequently changing the defined execution. The code that contains all the logic of the contract expiration is on the blockchain, and all calculations are provided by millions of computers across the world. Okay, so all of the calculations, the processing of the encryption is all done with a variety of computers that are all spread out over the world. And again, this ensures that there's no risk of hacking into the smart contract. Hacking meaning that someone can go in and, as we know, hacking is a pretty familiar term that people know of, when someone can go into and potentially take something or change something. And that cannot be done with a project like this that is a smart contract on the blockchain. Now, we're going to talk about the actual Forsage program itself here and what different sides there are to the program. So we essentially have two sides. You have the X3 and the X4. Right? And the X3, as it is known, is the referral side, when you're actively bringing people in, what I like to call the active side, where people are brought in. They are your partners that you get to fill in, right, these different positions, right? So, for example, now, as you can see, slot 1, which could be represented as an income stream 1, that is going to, be where you bring in your referrals 1, 2, and 3, right? And that's how it works on X3. On X4, you do have your 2 rows, right? So you can see there's 1 and there's 2 places on that first row, and then you have 1, 2, 3, 4 places on the second row. All right, so this is how they differ, but they are effectively, they work the same in terms of the cycling. But we will talk a bit about how exactly the cycles work and how the re-entry of the cycles work. But again, when someone follows you, right, when you have someone that takes your link and then they use it on to sign up and register, you are going to be linked to that person throughout the course of your experience with Forsage, right? Now, there is a situation where your partner can upgrade before you, What happens is if your partner does upgrade before you, yes, you do miss payments for the income slot that you have not yet opened yourself, but you are still connected to that partner once you then upgrade to that next income slot yourself, and the payments will continue accordingly as they should. All right, so now again, here I can read through this in Forsage X3 program below. It's 3 places, which I already read. I don't really need to read through this again, but which I already explained rather. All right, so let me go ahead and move on and give everyone who is already in the program, you are familiar with this layout. All right, now if you're on mobile, it's going to be, it looks slightly different in terms of the layout on your phone going vertically, as opposed to seeing it here on a PC, you're seeing it as a horizontal. Now, there are 12 income slots, right? As I explained before, slot 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, all the way up through to 12. And it's the same on X4, right? So on X4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 11, 12. And those income slots are upgrades that you do need to make chronologically, all right? So for example, and they do work the same, right? So for example, income slot 1, when you want to upgrade to the next income slot, it's going to be exactly double the amount of Ethereum to upgrade to that next income slot. And you do need to do it chronologically. So for example, you can't come from income slot 1 and then just jump up to income slot 5 without going through the proper sequence. Okay, so again, as we go through these income slots, they are exactly double the amount of Ethereum that the previous income slot was. All right, so you can also think of these income slots as you're purchasing a license, as I said before, to own this income slot to then be able to also be a distributor as well. You effectively run this as a business. You're buying the license, you then are able to sell the next income slot to, you know, in terms of when someone has to, when one of your partners is going to upgrade, they are going to have to pay you if, as I said before, you've moved up to that income slot. All right, so you effectively have 24 income slots, income streams that are working parallel. All right, so meaning that they do continue cycling based on the people that are coming in. And as I said before, you do receive those payments instantaneously. All right, so there isn't any kind of manual withdrawal or having to, which a lot of people know that if you're with a passive income platform, oftentimes you have to wait. They only maybe they only pay once a week. Maybe the payment doesn't come out until, you know, the evening, whenever their server for that particular company, it might be like they pay out at 12 a.m. Their time, but regardless that you have to wait. In the situation of Forsage, and again, with it being a smart contract and the Ethereum, the function of the contract is that the money instantaneously goes to the appropriate partner in the matrix. All right, so, and again, there isn't any expiration, right? These things continue to cycle forever. Okay, so once you buy your membership or your income slot, you are going to own these income slots forever. All right, so I cannot stress that enough to make sure that people do understand that once you're in this thing, you're locked in this thing. Sometimes when people don't even want you to continue to be locked in, you will have the right to own that income slot once it's been purchased. All right, so those are the slots. Let's move on. We've got a new attendee, I'll admit them. So let's talk about the actual amount of Ethereum and how it's split. Now, everyone enters the program the same, right? It's going to be 0.05 Ethereum to enter for everyone. That's the minimum amount, excluding the gas fees. And the gas fees are those fees that essentially it is your, well, the transaction fee, okay? A gas fee, as some of you who may not, or who may have already seen, it's written as gas, right? And that gas essentially means transaction fee, right? There's a small tax. So to not get it too confused, you do need a bit more, but it's usually, we're talking about 3, maybe 4 cents of transaction fee in terms in the value in Ethereum, valued in Ethereum. So again, you have your 0.05, and that's going to take half of that to open up 0.025 is going to end up going into Forsage X3. Again, the active where we are referring people actively ourselves by sharing our link in various places, either giving your link to someone on your phone, a friend, whatever the situation might be, and actively bringing those people in. Then your slots will fill up 1, 2, 3, and with the opposite side, X4, it is similar. Well, in terms of the fact that it's 0.025 to open that income stream, and it does happen at the same time. When you register, you are instantly now open or opening 2 income slots for X3 and for X4. And again, as we explained, that this is what could be looked at as passive side, right? Because the slots or the places that fill up within these 2 rows do fill up from a variety of spillover, overflow, sometimes your own direct people that you've brought in. They will also fill up the appropriate circle. And we'll talk about how exactly the process of that goes on the next slide. So Forsage X3, again, just a quick overview. All partners in your slots of Forsage X3 program are your personal referrals. When you invite partners, they take places under you. The distribution of the payments when filling the matrix out automatically occurs as follows. So again, on the first position here, 1, the first referral takes place underneath you, and 100% of that, whatever the income level is. So, and we were just looking at the point. Let's pretend that this is income level 1. So it is going to be 0.025 that you would earn there. And again, that instantly appears in your Ethereum wallet. Okay, let's not get it confused. You're not having to wait on the payment. The payment will show up in either your MetaMask or your Trust wallet, depending on which one you are using. Or if you've mirrored those accounts, you'll see that in both your Trust wallet and your MetaMask wallet. The second referral partner takes place below you, and the payment also instantly is credited to your wallet, as I explained before, and you do receive that 0.025 instantaneously. Now, this is where the beauty of the system and the fact that it continues on and on and on. When your third partner comes in, that money actually is effectively you purchasing the income slot again, and it happens automatically. There isn't any, in this case, where the income will fall into your wallet, right? For these 0.025, those 2 payments will actually go directly into your Ethereum wallet. Well, this one will go, that third payment will go directly into your superior partner, your sponsor, whatever you want to call that person. That will instantly go into their wallet because it's you paying for that income slot again. All right. And again, that part happens automatically. You don't have to do that manually. And it is what ensures that even you, when you bring in referrals, that referral is going to be paying you again as well. All right. Thousands of levels down. All right. So that process never changes. So again, that's how the recycler works. And we'll go through another visual representation. So again, on X3, level 1, you have yourself. All right. So we've got the amount written here so you can see. Now that level, again, at 0.025, each one of the partners who comes in is going to be paying you that same amount of Ethereum that you have yourself paid, right? Initially coming into this like everyone else did. So again, your first partner coming in, it's a 0.025 Ethereum payment directly to you. Same as the second person, as I already explained, that payment goes directly to you, all right? Now this does happen to be those 2 together. Remember, as I said before, that each income slot happens to be double what the previous income slot was before, right? So the 0.025 times 2 is going to be the 0.05 that's going to allow you to open up the next income stream. But again, before that happens, your third income, well, and it doesn't necessarily have to, you don't necessarily have to wait until this third person comes in. You could upgrade to level 2 right away if you want to do that. And again, when the third person comes in, as we already talked about before, this activates the whole process all over again, and the money goes to your sponsor. And the recycling happens, right? The magic of this thing over and over, and that happens at each income slot. Even on when you're at income slot 12, which is 51 Ethereum. Each payment coming in would be, for example, 51.1 Ethereum, I think it is. All right, again, as I said before, with level 2, the process is the same. All right, so Forsage X4. Now, this is where, as I like to call it, the team building. There is a passive aspect to it, but again, many people, we want to make sure that it's clear, are not under the impression that it's just a guarantee of passive income. All right, now again, if you are in a team that works diligently and works together cohesively, you'll see more activity in terms of the spillover and the overflow that comes in. But let me go ahead and read through this, and it is essentially exactly the same as the other, but the payments, as you can see these arrows here on 1, 2, 3, and it will jump over to 4 and go to 5, and then go to back over to the right to 6 to recycle over again. It doesn't necessarily always go in this order. I've seen payments come in here at income 1 and actually come in 2 or come into that third circle. But anyways, let's go ahead and I'll just read through it. But in parallel, Forsage X4 program also works for you. As we said, that these programs are working together. Here, an overflow system is organized from above and from below. We're building a team together, okay? So again, this is why we want to make sure that this is something people understand, that you are, well, you're no doubt about it, coming into a team regardless when you're having to come into the program. But with this X4, you benefit from your team's effort, either from above or from below as well too, okay? So unlike X3, these payments that you receive are potentially spillover payments and overflow from below and from above. Now, as you can see, the arrows here, what that represents is partners who take places below you in the first line are these 2 places here, right? 1 and 2. And those payments, 100% of those payments will go directly up to the appropriate sponsor. And it can sometimes be linked not to your direct sponsor. It might be a partner who is somewhere else in the matrix, but regardless, those payments 1 and 2 will go to someone else above you, okay? Now, with 3, 4, and 5, or 3, 4, and then 5 coming back over here, keep in mind that those payments, as you can see in blue here, are 100% your payments, all right? So you also receive income from the second line. Here, as we said, 100% from 4 people. And the fourth, meaning that payment also is yours here, right? The 6th, as you can see, it's colored in pink or in purple, but that payment is yours. But keep in mind that is, once it comes in, it automatically buys that income slot all over again, right? And then it will clear out these places so that new people can come in to fill those places. All right, so as it says here, the last payment is the closing slot, and it also makes a reinvest, as I just explained, buying you the same slot again. 100% of the payment is actually transferred to your partner, right? Again, for you to activate that, and for your partner. And in your case, if you have referrals underneath you, then once that comes in, that will also pay you again, right? Whether it's income slot 1 or whether it's income slot 12, the process is the same. All right, so reinvest, I mean, I pretty much already explained it, but it's the reopening or the purchasing of the current slot that you're in, right? Reinvest opens the same slot for you again, and you continue to receive income from it. Over and over and over, it is locked. All right, so without reinvestment, the slot would close, and that would be it. So there is a situation, from what I understand, now this is why it is important to upgrade, because from what I understand, that after 2 cycles, on the 3rd cycle, if you haven't upgraded to the next position, then these circles will open up, but they will go into a pause of sorts, right? Where, meaning that you're not going to be receiving income after your 3rd cycle. And that's something that we'll get into later and give examples of, but keep that in mind, which I will show visual representations of people who have lost payments because they either did not upgrade after so many cycles, or their partner, or rather their referral perhaps, upgraded before they did to the next income slot, and they just flat out missed multiple payments, which you'll see examples of here shortly. So that's how Reinvest works. Let me try to get through this because there is a bit more with marketing that I want to get into as well. So with X4, like before, the first position there is you, right, representing you. As we talked about before, 0.025 will end up going to your partner, or rather to your a superior. It's the same with the next slot, the second position. It's going to move on, and you will not directly receive that payment yourself, but someone else will. And the next circle, the next 4 circles are going to, again, be your own payments, right? That you, again, keep in mind that it's just the same way that it is on X4 that it is on X3. Once you receive those two payments happen to be what it cost to upgrade. And again, I cannot stress enough how I understand how some people may want to keep the money or use it or put it into some other project. But if you find yourself in a situation that you want to upgrade, but you have already used up the Ethereum payments that came in, whether it was from spillover or overflow or what have you, then you find yourself in a situation where you might be stuck wanting to upgrade and don't quite have the money. So probably want to do it on the first cycle, right? So as you can see, this is enough to upgrade to the next level. And so would it be if you were on level 5, or if you were, or rather income slot 5 or income slot 8 or 9, it's all the same, right? Once you get in those 2 payments, it will be exactly enough to upgrade to the next position. And again, that third payment comes in, you could consider that pure profit. If you've upgraded, then that's just pure profit that you can continue to hold or do what you want to do with it, use it for something else. And again, keep in mind that the 4th payment here goes up to your partner, but it also reactivates this whole process all over again, right? So we recycle through over and over and over and over again without having to come out of pocket per se to purchase that same income slot, right? So, and again, there you see the process is the same. The chronological order of it is the same with level 2, 3, 4, all the way up through to 12, right? On both X3 and X4. And the upgrading, which I already talked a bit about. Now, the upgrading is the opening of the next income slot of a more expensive level. It's done once at the first opening of the slot. So again, like before, you purchase that upgrade level. As you can see, this pink basket, which happens to have buy written across right now. If you're in the dashboard, you'll see that once you hover your mouse over it, it will pop the shopping cart. It'll bounce it around, and then you would need to click on that. And then, of course, confirm the payment through MetaMask or through Trust Wallet. Now, yeah, there is enough, as I already explained before, there is enough income for each slot to reinvest the slot of the same level and to buy the slot of the next level. So as I explained before, you have your 2 payments that come in. That happens to be exactly enough to purchase that next income slot, and it also is enough to reactivate the, in this case here, 1, 2, and 3, and that third payment coming in is going to reactivate the whole process all over again. And let's talk a bit about the, as I explained before, this arrow will pop up once you've cycled through 1, 2, 3, or once you've cycled through twice, right? If you haven't yet upgraded, you find yourself in a position where these circles will pause, and your partner, your direct upline, will then start to receive the payments at that level if you haven't upgraded to the next level, right? So just a caveat to be aware of. It's a simple solution, a simple action on your part to avoid missing payments. And again, I'll show examples of people who've missed payments. I've missed payments myself. I missed a few payments a few days ago. I think it was yesterday. But I have resolved that, so I'm going to be okay. But anyways, as you can see, there will be a red icon with a white minus sign there, and that represents the lost profit, okay? Payment left to a higher partner due to the lack of an upgrade to a more expensive slot, all right? And then you'll also see this, it looks like a present or a gift with a bow on top. I think that it's actually purple in the dashboard, but regardless, it looks like this. And this is when you have received, right? This lost payment that someone that you or someone, whoever, may have missed you will actually receive this gift box that will be an extra payment that comes, well, out of nowhere. It's essentially, again, it comes up from one of your referrals who has upgraded. And yeah, so that's how those payments come in. Or in the case of if your referral hasn't upgraded after 2 cycles, then you'll start to see these type of icons. All right, so let's talk about the overflow, the overtaking, and the returns. So as you can see that there are different colored circles representing the personal partner here in, I guess this is like a teal blue, and the overflow, right, which is a more lighter colored blue. And we have an overflow from below, which is a more darker royal blue, I guess. And then a pink circle that represents a partner who's overtaken their superior in the X4 program, okay? So in this, you'll only see these different colored circles, save the pink or the purple circle that can be seen on the X3, right? The referral side or the active X3 referral side. But otherwise though, these other circles, these other different colored circles will only be seen except for in the case of your own personal partner, but you won't see the light colored circles on X3 that just comes in again to represent the overflow. And so the way that it works, again, I don't want to overcomplicate it because there isn't a specific order that it always flows in. I mean, there are a variety of situations that can change for example, the order in which you see these circles fall in. Okay, sometimes it may be completely light colored circles that fill in, right? Because it might just be pure overflow from either your superior, and likewise, it could be a combination, and then you have overflow from below that these spots fill up, and those are payments that are coming in that, again, are not your own personal referrals, except in the case that, yes, your own personal referrals can come into these slots once they purchase the next income slot. For example, they purchase income slot 2, right? Because everyone comes into income slot 1, but when they come in, they may fall into, if you already have your slot open, they may fall into the second row, just depending on where you are in the cycle. And it's the same with X3, or rather with income slots 2, 3, 4, and so on, that your personal referrals will also come and fill in these places when they purchase that particular income slot. All right, so let's move into some values of Ethereum, where we're at right now, and to kind of drive the point home for people why it is important to get active with this right away. Again, because so many people are down and out and hurting financially. And even if you're not down and out and hurting financially, it's a smart move to get into this now, right? Before Ethereum shoots up to back to its all-time high of $1,800, right? Ethereum right now is a tenth of that. It's $180. Okay, so if you want to look at it in that way, then it's going to cost you what is that? Would that be $40, right, to join, or rather, it would be $80 to join the program, if just to get into the program, right? $8, as you can see here. Whoa, hang on, let me back. Sorry, but as we or as we all come into this, we all have to pay that 0.05 Ethereum. Right now, that's only $8. I think it's around that, maybe a little bit over $8.50 as Ethereum fluctuates. But keep in mind that if you wait until there's a bull run meaning that essentially the cost of crypto is going to skyrocket before your very eyes. And I mean, like, it could happen overnight. All right. Now, this does happen on occasion. And there, as we know, these news stories that are coming out left and right about the pandemic, which are certainly affecting the financial markets. And in some ways, we might have a great bit of news, or it could be negative news that pushes the cost of cryptocurrency, which is a very volatile currency market, but it is a very lucrative currency market. But we'll talk about that later. But anyways, though, so as you can see, though, here, the levels work as such on both X3 and X4. right? You have 0.025 Ethereum, which again represents $4, income slot 1, income slot 2, income slot 3, all the way up through to income slot 12, which is each payment that comes in. For example, if you are to get up to this level, each payment that comes in on level 3 is going to be $8,192 each payment. Okay, it's a pretty significant amount of money. And there are already a few partners who have gotten to this level that are not the developers, that are not the people who created this program. Okay, because again, there's a little bit of a misunderstanding or a belief that the only people who are earning on this are people at the top. There are many, many examples of people who have gotten in just within the past few weeks that are already well at level, let's say 9, and they have a few partners and that they've earned themselves, okay, not just money out of pocket to buy up these levels, but they have earned themselves, you know, $18,000, $20,000 and more, right, from being an active person in most cases. There are a few rare examples of people who've earned a good bit of money from just opening up the income slots, but you are going to be in a much better situation if you are actively sharing this. Okay, so let's again not get it confused that you just throw money into this thing and walk into the sunset. You can cross your fingers and hope if you want, because it is a byproduct of the platform, but it is not a guarantee. Okay, to underline, it is not a guarantee. So don't come in here with $6,000 and then just think, you know what I mean, that you are going to, in the next, you know, week earn, you know, $10,000, $14,000, $15,000 or something like that. All right, that's just not how it works. So let's continue on. Now, people always ask me, well, how should I come into this, and what do I, what should I purchase starting out? Well, it's up to you. Everyone has their own level of entry in terms of what they are comfortable spending. Some people are just in a position where they literally are only able to spend $8 to come into this thing. Now, if you're coming in with $8 only, yes, you can do well, but yes, you do need to be an active participant. Okay, you don't want to just come in here with $8 thinking that, okay, I got $8, I heard about this program, I'm going to throw that in, and then in a month you're sitting there all mad because you haven't earned anything. In a lot of situations, people who came in with $8, they never upgraded. They're sitting there waiting for the income slots to make money. Well, again, keep in mind that when you spend that 0.05 Ethereum to open up income slot 1 and 2, you're only there. Like, you're only able to potentially catch 0.05 payments. Okay, that's a $4 payment. I mean, you're not really going to be doing much with that. Now, in some cases where, like I said, people have just through pure luck, they've gotten spillover to fill up these circles in, for example, income slot 1 of Forsage 4, then they were actually able to upgrade. Once they got in 2 payments on the bottom row there, they were then able to upgrade to the next income slot without coming out of pocket, without actually even referring anyone, but that's by pure chance. And you don't want to leave this thing to chance, okay? That's not the attitude or the mindset to take when coming into this thing. So again, recommended levels. It's recommended that you go ahead and open up slots 1, 2, and 3 on X3 and 1, 2, and 3 on X4. Now, which would be wiser to open up if you had to choose between X3 and X4, which ones to open up? Open up X4, okay? All the way up to perhaps income slot 4 or 5, right? If you don't think you're gonna be able to get any people in, well, you don't really have to worry about being overtaken, right? You can't be overtaken if you don't have any partners. So you don't miss any payments here on X3 if, well, you don't have any people coming in. But like I said, it's a real easy sell to make to people, to let them know that they can start a business and have access to a business license, which are these cyclers, for only starting off with only $8. And again, or rather here, really you're only spending $8 to open up those first 2 incomes, or rather income slot 1 on X3 and X4, which are 2 separate income slots that you do get, as you saw, at the same time. Now, again, there are very few income or alternative income platforms that allow you to come in with that small of a amount of money. But as I said before, it's recommended that you open up and increase your chances. It's like the game pachinko, as I tell people, you know, if you're aware of that game where the ball falls from the top and it bounces off of the different obstacles that are there that bounce the ball in different slots at the very bottom. But if you have opened up more of these slots, right, if you have a ball bouncing and it happens to fall there, well, it can only fall into that position if you have it open, right? If you only have this section over here to the left, to the income slot 1, if a ball falls down, there's there's less likelihood, right, of you earning something than if you had all of these income slots. Well, not necessarily all, but up to your comfort level open, right? And you're in a better chance for potential overflow payments. But keep in mind that does happen from the bottom up as well. All right. So ultimately, you're looking at 0.35 if you're going to open up those income slots, as I explained, regardless of whether or not you decide to do a few more on X4 and hold off on X3, or if you do 3 and 3, right? 0.35 Ethereum is going to be roughly $55, $60. All right. Which, again, very small entry level when a lot of people are used to throwing money into a HYIP, some type of program like this, where you must understand that these type of programs are highly risky, right? Now, that's the beauty of this platform, is that there is essentially zero risk of losing your money. You don't lose money on this situation because, again, you're locked into the program and the money never goes to a centralized location. All right. So, again, I already talked about the recommended sign-up options, upgrade to level 3 on X3 and X4, and that runs you about 50 to 60 bucks. This is a proven working option which creates fast growth. The option is optimal for most people. All right, we got someone coming in the room. And so it is highly likely that your partners will also follow you in the same way, right? To get a nice fast jump. If, like I said, you're bringing people into this and you open up those income slots, that is the recommended way to go about it, right? You bring in 3, or you yourself come in with 3 levels, bring in 3 partners, and then we duplicate that process over and over and over and over again, being sure to stay connected with your referrals as best you can. I know some people put out links and they don't have a connection, but we definitely recommend that you stay in touch with your team, in particular our power team, for many of you people who are already on this call, and that will go out to hundreds and potentially thousands of other people later. We definitely encourage you to stick with your team, right? Stay in the know, find out the latest updates, information, techniques, what one partner is doing, what one group within the team is doing, and so on and so forth. And again, as I said before, yes, you can come in with 0.05, which is about $8.50 right now today. But your situation is as I explained it. And again, going up to level 2, it's going to run you about $15, $16 or so if you spend 0.15 Ethereum. And there are no timelines, right? You don't have to do this in a certain amount of time, like, oh, I got to get it done now. Obviously, if you want to earn and be, in a position where after your first 4 weeks, you've earned, roughly, in my case, it's been 5 weeks, and I've personally earned around $5,000, but I have also been very active, right? I do a lot of marketing and get the word out as best I can, because this is a phenomenal program, and I know it is. And I don't have to have someone else convince me of that. And you have to get to that level of a mindset for yourself and make sure that, again, you clearly understand what you're talking about. And this will make it easier, especially once you start seeing the results. The results will motivate you. All right. So written here, all the details of Forsage are well thought out so that the movement is dynamic and the revenue streams are constant. And as I said before, it's decentralized so that your income is fully intact and preserved without anyone coming in and being able to hack it. This is important, right? For us to know that we have this stable contract in the background, that we don't have to lose sleep at night, whether or not, is the program going to be here when I wake up in the morning? Is the program going to be here when I come back from lunch? I mean, of course, that's how it goes sometimes with some of these income platforms, that you put your money into it and you think passively I'm going to earn, but you're also at a high level of risk because it's a centralized location. Well, on this one, long-term growth is very much possible because we can keep working and working and working and maintain the level of success that or momentum rather, that we've gained. So allowing you to concentrate your attention on the business and truly make perpetual income a reality. All right. So I'm going to show some examples right quick of, and not to put this person out, this just happens to be a number that we found that, well, it exemplifies some of the things that I've already talked about, right? So in the case that this person, you know, they have 5 partners right now, they've earned a decent amount of money, right? Since they came in. They came in, well, somewhere in February, right? And then they have earned, well, roughly $2,300 in Ethereum at Ethereum's value, whatever it's based at right now, or whatever it's valued at right now. They brought in partners who have upgraded, some of them, but they had one partner who has come in. And check this out. They upgraded to level 11 on X3, right? On their active referral side. And then they also upgraded to level 10. Now, apparently this partner that they brought in, the 4th partner that they brought in, is earning a pretty substantial amount of money. The last time that I looked at this, it was like 106 Ethereum. Now it's 122 Ethereum, which equates to $21,000, ladies and gentlemen. Well, it's effectively $22,000 of Ethereum. All right. And they came in on March, right? They came in on March the 3rd. Or the 16th, March the 16th. So they've done pretty well for themselves just after a month, and they've already earned what many people earn in a year, right? Some people don't even earn that in a year. So that is a explosive example. And it also goes to show that this isn't a pyramid, because in a pyramid, you know, the person who comes in below you, they don't make more than the people who they signed up underneath, right? In the case that the money, because for one, the money, as we said before, doesn't end up going into a centralized location for the people at the top to distribute how they so choose. No, it doesn't happen here. It doesn't work that way. Anyways, we already talked about the indicator here, the hazard button, or the hazard, which I will click to the next. And this is the same. So they do have a dark mode. So that's why on these clips, it's the same partner, 2544, but I'm just going to exemplify and show where they did miss payments, because again, as you saw, there were partners in particular, that 4th partner who came in, that they have decided to, well, keep on moving and push through the levels. And unfortunately, to the, well, at the loss of this partner here, 2544. So when you click on the arrow, if I were to click, if I was on the dashboard and click on that, it would show that you've missed profit from participant 7515, which was the one who had $22,000 with area, I guess, 11, right? Which was, I think, 26 ETH. So all transactions on this site will be forwarded to your upline partner. And that's just, well, it's unfortunate. So they have to wait until they upgrade themselves to get back in line. So again, you know, that partner, and perhaps they weren't, this 2544 just wasn't in a position to upgrade to level 11, but this is where you need to try to be in full communication with your partners below you and see if you can work out a situation where they can, not that you want to hold your partners back, but you know, maybe you guys can work out a deal or something like that where it's understood, maybe you guys can share the payments or something. So anyways though, here are the payments that were missed, right? So as you can see, all of these payments, most of them are from that 7515, where they decided they were going to go ahead and move on. They're not waiting for 2544 to upgrade and, you know, take their time or whatever the case is. So as you can see, these are very large amounts of Ethereum. Okay, this 3.2 that's roughly $600. Okay, this is $300 right here, 1.6 Ethereum, $600. $1,200, and so on and so forth, right? To the point that just recently they missed a payment of on the 18th of this month, 2 days ago, of 25 Ethereum, right? Because, well, they're down, or their upline, well, they hadn't upgraded yet. So that's what happens, all right? So keep that in mind, that you do and will miss very real payments. These are very real payments, right? Payments that would have gone to your Ethereum wallet that you no longer have rights to. Okay, it's gone, poof. So that's that. What other thing here that I want to show? For example, this is a situation where I actually cropped out the bottom, but it doesn't matter because that was the level 4 side. Submit this person here. The X4 side, I did crop that out, unfortunately here, but they did have a variety of spillover, right? Now, as you can see, they did upgrade from 1 all the way to 8, right? But they have 0 partners, right? Yeah, this is 11,181, their partner ID. They have 0 partners, but they did come in and open up income streams all the way through to, I think, either 10 or 11. And due to them being in a position, like I said, with that pachinko game, they were able to earn from either being in an active team that they got spillover in a variety of ways where other partners in that particular team had not upgraded to the higher levels. So they positioned themselves to, well, take payments that would have potentially gone to other partners, but that's just how the game works here, right? That if you don't have those income slots open, like the pachinko game, if you're not going wide with your income slots in terms of how open they are, then you have a very small percentage, a much smaller percentage compared to someone who's opened up more income streams. So this is just an example. This is not a guarantee, okay? But yes, they've earned 24 Ethereum, and none of that has come in. As you can see, they haven't made any earnings from opening up these income slots. That's almost like a mistake, but it doesn't matter. I mean, they felt comfortable. I guess they had the money to do it. They opened up these income slots, but yet they haven't even gotten in 1 payment on X3. All right, now on the X4, they did receive up to 24, well, actually 25 roughly payments, or rather 25 Ethereum in payments. All right, so let's keep it moving. We're gonna go ahead and quickly go over the MetaMask and the Trust Wallet. I'll log out from this PowerPoint presentation and show. Well, and I do want to, I mean, this presentation has gone. John, are you there?
Yeah.
Do I have John on the line or no? Let's see if I can unmute.
Yep, I'm here.
Yeah, John?
Yep.
Hang on one second. Let me, is the volume? I've got things like super low.
Yeah, I'm here.
All right, buddy. Did I get through everything okay? Were there any issues? Because I didn't realize you were muted.
No, everything's okay, but you're in an hour, almost an hour.
Okay. All right. Well, anyways, ladies and gents, that is, we will just briefly go over this. And of course, I don't want to drag it out too much more, but I wanted to make sure it's very clear to people, you know, what is going on here. This isn't a just ride coattails situation. There is a potential for that, but isn't necessarily the situation. So I'm going to run through this marketing thing relatively fast. Okay. So we're just going to go ahead and go through some points and drive those home for people who need the tools and are curious about the tools that it takes to get people, you know, into the thing. So what is marketing? Marketing, essentially, marketing is the study and the management of exchange relationships. It's the business process of identifying, anticipating, and satisfying customers' needs and wants, right? And because marketing is used to attract customers, it is one of the primary components of business management and commerce, okay, straight from Wikipedia. So let's talk about some of these strategies that we can help get people into Forsage. Now, number one is you're talking to people, word of mouth. We all have that. We all have the ability to do that, even if you don't have, you know, a computer or a smartphone, but pretty much everyone has some connection through social media and things like that, which we'll talk about. But if you want to and you're comfortable talking about this, if you have the articulation, yes, you can talk to people about this directly, all right, to friends, to your family, to different colleagues, either at work or at school, and to people in general that you associate with, right? Whether it's at the grocery store or just a variety of situations, right, of category of people that you might run into. And as I said before, this is a unique moment in time where people are, well, a lot of people, you know, millions of people. We're at 20-something million people who filed just in the United States for unemployment. I don't even know what the stats are across the world. So people are listening. People are primed to pay attention more than they were before, right? So that's that. Now, there are some examples here that I'm going to show, but first of all, in terms of conversation starters, but make sure that you know what you're talking about, right? No one wants to listen to someone babbling about, oh, I heard this thing and I don't really know how it works. But yes, you can bring them to a Zoom call like this, and we can try to help you to convert that person, so to speak, if you're not in a position to. But it's really important that you understand what's going on yourself. All right, number one. So, but anyways, keep these things simple. You might want to just talk about, something like to the effect that, have you heard about people that are making a living, with Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies, like many people are, like, myself, other people who got into Bitcoin way early on, and they've learned to leverage their earnings as Bitcoin has gone up, and they've sold it and got into other things. If you're in a position where you're already earning, you can say that, hey, like, because it's crazy right now, I know, but, I'm actually not so stressed out because I'm actually earning a substantial passive income, myself included. I own a business. We've had to shut down operations, but, I've earned, just in particular from Forsage, not to mention other platforms that I'm in, but from Forsage, I've earned, well, nearly $5,000, which actually beats my monthly salary that I was taking in from my own business. So this is a very real thing, and it happens for a variety of reasons for various, people from different walks of life. You might ask someone who is interested in starting their own business, hey, have you ever wanted to start an online business, right, with essentially no overhead costs? I mean, $7, $8, $10, or if you decide to come in at a higher level, well, I mean, yeah, you might spend $50, $60, $100, depending on what level you want to upgrade to, but, be smart about it and get in on this because, like I said, there are many appealing points about this that are different from other income, multiple income stream opportunities. So here again, you can just, be an authority in saying that, hey, multiple income streams are super important, as we now know, for a lot of people who've lost their job and they're waiting for a stimulus check to help pay their bills that they're already back, that they're already late on, right? Some people are already behind on many bills, and $1,200, it's not going to really fix much. So anyways, though, number two, email campaigns. Some of you all already have businesses or have huge contact lists from friends and family and so forth. Well, you can send out these emails, right? How difficult is that to do, to type up something that is, well, relatively simple? Again, as I say, make sure that we keep it simple. You don't want to be, dragging on with some long text written out, like with, 25 lines of, hey, blah, 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 blah. You don't overcomplicate it. Just put a picture in there. But anyways, you might want to first define, the message in the email, right? Again, simple. Maybe a picture or two, like I said, to grab your that contact, that their attention. And yeah, you can be creative about it, but at the same time, as I said, be conservative. Don't overdo it with too many pictures or too many lines of text. But I do have a few examples here of things that we are already aware of, familiar with. Uber, this is one of their subscribers that said, hey, okay, I'll sign up for your email list or whatever the case is, and they send something like this out as a reminder. Just got a couple pictures in there, a button to get them to a link rather that takes them to the place that they want to, the Uber wants to take them to the website so that they can then convert them to buy whatever it is that they're going to buy. Same thing here, Airbnb. Most people are very familiar with this, right? So people who are looking for a place to stay, we all know about Airbnb. But again, a simple few lines of text, right? Nothing too crazy. They're just asking them, Matthew, to take this survey. It's 2 or 3 minutes, boom, you click the button, boom. All right, and one that is all dear to most of our hearts, Starbucks. We all love coffee. Starbucks, they themselves are putting out a very simple one picture, couple of lines of text to explain like, hey, we want you to come in and, get your deals on coffee. All right, so that you can do with Forsage as well. All right, now, some people are going to be stronger at this than others, but there's really no excuse. If you are wanting to make a business with this and make income, because the income is coming in, right? That's the other thing too about this, that people are like, well, where's the money coming from? Where's the money coming from when people buy a cup of Starbucks? Okay, where's the money coming from? The money's coming from, how is Starbucks going to stay open if no one comes in to continually bring money in? No. Okay, no business is going to last. So again, when people throw the argument like, well, you always have to bring people in. Well, duh. I mean, Starbucks or any other company, Uber or whoever, if they don't bring customers in, how are they going to survive? Yeah, take a moment to sit there and, ponder that. So when people throw up, oh, this is a constant thing, new people have to come in. Yeah, new people have to come into Starbucks too. All right. So anyways, the social media, you've got Facebook, you've got Twitter, you've got Instagram, you've got YouTube, you've got WhatsApp, okay, super popular, text messaging app, and Telegram, okay, loved and hated by many, but however it's useful, no doubt about it. All of these are useful, okay. All of them have some level of, that in terms of what they can do better than the other. All of them have a certain kind of thing about them. Maybe more people that you are familiar with or more in touch with, like Twitter more. Maybe more people that you're in the location that you're in, like WhatsApp, right? Because you can send files, whether or not you've got some content that even someone in your own team, you might want to, because in the case of our power team, I really try to stress to people to support the entire team, because that next spillover could be coming from someone that you went and supported could be their Facebook post, right? They get a referral, right? And then someone, their referral comes in and falls in on X4, and that doesn't go to them, but it might be your next spillover that you get, I don't know, 0.8 Ethereum on, or that you get 1.6 Ethereum on. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, okay, don't be selfish. This really tends to drive me crazy a little bit, because we got a lot of people that don't want to take action, even to support people that are in their own lineage that they will potentially get the next payment from. Yeah, it's real. Okay, that's how it works, to simplify it. All right, so anyways, though, here are a couple of examples. This was a Facebook post that I hadn't even yet pressed send on, right, to post it, but just going through some simple text, like just kind of a call to action, like explaining what's going on with this. We've earned, basically $3 million, or what did I say here? Who wants to build a business for less than $10, which pays 24/7 even while you sleep? Members of this business earn $1,500, $4,000, $30,000, in some situations in less than a month, right? And we are already at probably $4 million. I haven't actually looked in the last day, but I'm pretty sure we're actually at $4 million paid out to members already through the system. Yes, okay, it's a fact. Look it up. We'll go look at it in a second. Instagram, boom, took a picture of my phone, right? I had on my Trust wallet, I had this was when I was 1,800, right? So not long ago, like 3 weeks ago or something like that, or less. So this thing's moving up pretty quick. And again, I'm already at like roughly 5,000, but I took a picture of it, simple post, put it on Facebook, and you already get engagement from people that you are friends with or whatever the case is. And they're like, what? What's this all about? 12 ETH, $1,800. Is that real money? Yep, sure is. It is real money. So for all you people saying that this isn't real money, yeah, educate yourselves about what cryptocurrency is. Anyways, this is Twitter. Twitter is very effective. Again, for a lot of people who like Twitter, situation is that yes, you can make a post there, hashtag this, hashtag that. Let's move on. Again, an example of this is actually Stephen and Daniela, who are very, very new to this whole situation, doing passive income opportunities or crypto income opportunities, alternative. They're totally brand new to, but they have become well versed. To the point of getting out videos like every other day, and even not being shy. Not that you have to put yourself on camera, but they're already okay with putting themselves on camera. So yes, everyday people are getting into this, and they have their normal life and their normal jobs that they are trying to see the writing on the wall and to get something else going. Not necessarily before it's too late, but just to supplement or to enhance the the income that they already have coming in. This is Telegram. All right, this was a post. There's our buddy John right there in the post. And yeah, again, just talking about something, keeping people up to date with the content within our team. This is our, as you can see, Forsage Power Team. We're keeping people up to date about all the things that are going on and so forth. And then again, WhatsApp, right? As I said, a lot of people like to use WhatsApp in a variety of countries. I'm not sure if necessarily in your country WhatsApp is popular, but you know what I mean. Again, you use the messaging app that's popular in your country, and you, can send links or take pictures and give visual proof to people that who want to, who may be curious about this kind of stuff. All right, so integrating all the strategies to succeed, right? We bring all of this stuff together. Instagram, all that, Facebook, all that, word of mouth, emails, Twitter, whatever the case is. right? We're bringing them all together to work as a cohesive unit, right? And we've got Forsage here. Boom. It is doing the damn thing. There's no doubt about it. So that brings the marketing to a close. Sorry that I'm dragging this out, but this was an extended webinar to be sure that people are getting as much information as they can. Here is the current cost of Ethereum. It was 177, however many hours ago that was. Now it's back at 182. All right, so 0.05 Ethereum right now is $9.11. So, you know, again, don't get mad at me because you waited until next month to hop into this thing, and then Ethereum is at like $300, $400, and you're like, oh man, now I got to pay $20 to get in. Yeah, sorry, we told you. We're trying to tell you now. Tell your people to get into this thing, explain it to them as quickly as you can, and bring them to a Zoom call like this, and we'll try to consolidate the information as best we can to get them up to speed so they understand what's going on. Like, don't wait until the bull market has come to a peak when like Bitcoin is at $20,000 or more, which it is positioned to do, right? And it will bring everything else with it, including Ethereum. And so we'll talk about MetaMask here. MetaMask, as I said, that you do need that to interact with the smart contract. Simple as that. Don't overcomplicate it. It's a very reputable, long history, in terms of how long this wallet has been available to people, and they have evolved over the years like everything else does, but they are a leader in the industry as an application that interacts with the smart contracts. Real simple, you click on download, couldn't be any simpler, right? Here are the 3 platforms, Chrome, Firefox, and Brave, that once you have it installed, right? If I click onto Chrome, it'll bring you to the store. Now I already have it installed, but I would click on that, boom, ready to go. It uploads to my browser here. Let me bring this down. We can bring out the browser so that we can see the lovely people out here that we have on the call. But anyways though, so yeah, it will pop up somewhere here on the browser. You click onto it, and as you can see, it will bring up, it takes a few seconds too. So for people who are like instantaneous, like it clicks and they're like, it hasn't popped up in like 0 seconds, give it a second. Sometimes it takes a second for it to show itself. But so anyways, so this is here my account with Forsage and the Power Team. And yes, you can make multiple accounts, okay? This is something that I have put many accounts into. You could just simply click on create account if you would want to create a second account, but we'll talk about that on another Zoom call. It's not necessary to have multiple accounts. What else? And the mobile, I guess you would call it, what you will need to interact with the contract on mobile, okay? The equivalent of MetaMask. Yes, it's a different company. Yes, Trust Wallet and MetaMask are not the same company. So yes, Trust Wallet is also a well-established, credible, long-standing company that's been around for many, many, many years here. But again, they've evolved as well. Their app is available on iOS and for Android. So I can't show any examples like I did with MetaMask as far as clicking through, but it does work well. And there are, in our Power Team, I think John has actually done a video to show people how that works for people that are having issues with getting up to speed and getting their account going. I'll click on my own account to give people a glimpse and show some things. And yeah, I mean, again, just so you guys can see, I mean, this is, it's all open and, full disclosure with respect to the fact that I said you can look at anyone's account, right? I certainly don't mind you guys looking at my account. Hopefully it motivates people to see that, again, I'm not a special dude. Like I said, I've got, I have my own company here and do other things outside of cryptocurrency, but cryptocurrency is definitely starting to become a very well-known and clearly lucrative place to make an income, right? Alternate multiple income streams that are coming in, left and right. And so with Forsage in particular, again, with it being on the Ethereum blockchain and again, a code that cannot be altered once it goes up there. And it's open source, meaning that, we can go to Etherscan, which let me show that right quick too, and show people, right, hang on. Yeah, let's show the contract for Forsage and let people see. Now, this is Forsage's contract. As you can see, there's payments coming in for 0.1, 0.05, and so on and so forth. Okay. Now, if you will bring your attention here to where it says the balance, okay, this balance is 0 Ethereum, right? Now, it will never, ever have Ethereum because it is not a function of this contract. The contract, the way that it has been created, it only distributes payments that come into the contract accordingly. It never does take any money. So when people throw up the argument, hey, oh, this thing is taking money and the developers are going to run off with it, they're going to run off with what? What are they going to run off with, right? Because the payments go where they're supposed to, right? And everyone sees that, and it's all open source that we can follow it. In fact, John, who is on the line, you know, he's done quite a good job of investigating payments and following payments and looking to see that everything is as it's supposed to be. Can you concur on that, John?
Yes, it's correct. There's no value being stored on Etherscan. Every Ethereum being received is paid out in a matter of seconds to someone else who's supposed to get the payment. So it's directly in to directly out. There's nothing being held anywhere else.
Hey everyone, I'm gonna go ahead and cut my video on. I have I've decided to come out of my shell here. So again, yeah, I did want to drive those points home. I think, yes, I apologize that this has been an extended Zoom call. We've gone longer than this. We've gone, some calls go an hour and 45 minutes. Some go, but here's the situation. If you cannot, and we can, chop this up and put it into segments for people, or you can share it to people in segments, as this is recorded. If you want to take this YouTube video and you just scrub through to the part of the video that you want to show people, right? You don't have to have them sit here through the entire hour and 20, 30 minutes, whatever it's been. Show them the parts that you feel are important. How hard is it, right? When we take a video that you're already pretty comfortable with and you are happy to show someone some silly YouTube video where you want to scroll and scrub through to the point in that video that you want them to see so they can get a giggle out of whatever it is that you guys are getting a giggle about. Well, let's try to take that and go about that the same way with something like this, right? The information is here. We're delivering it. My apologies. I've been very stern in this call, but I'm just really trying to drive the point home for people who are, because I understand it. We're getting a lot of resistance from when you're sharing it with other people, and even within members. Again, I'm trying to drive the point home that this does work. Okay, if it's not working for you, it's because you're not doing what you're supposed to. End story. Okay, so with some other like HYIP, okay, aka hype platform that many of you probably are on this call have been involved with, and when they run off with your $1,000, okay, then you can keep chasing like 5% per day platforms until you get it get it through your head that smart contracts are the way. Well, in particular, this smart contract, the way that it's been drawn up by 𝙏𝙠 and the development team, the developers team, they have done a phenomenal job that has shown 0 flaws. And so you better get hip to it. You know what I mean? But it's going to be here. So whether or not you decide to wait until Ethereum hits $2,500 before you get in, well, okay, you can wait till then if you decide. So anyways, though, points to make, questions if we have any. I have not been looking at the chat box, but I will bring that up. I guess, John, maybe have you been looking at the chat box?
Yep.
Questions?
Posted the value of the current paid out Ethereum now. Actually, it's 3.9 million now.
3.9. So like
Yes.
I said, right at 4 million. So like, once Ethereum shoots up to 85, like a few more dollars, it will be 4 million. So yeah, situation is very real here. This thing is moving at and it's going to get faster and faster and faster, right? I mean, we've got what, how many partners are now
30819.
Yeah.
30819. Refresh the screen.
Wow. See, look at that. I mean, this 30,688 is
It's more now.
200 people since I was running my mouth here, just looking at the screen, a minute or two ago. Yeah, I cannot make this any more clear to people. If you don't get it, then you need to, get it got. Seriously. Like, again, but, hey, we're not forcing this onto you. I'm not trying to, make someone feel, to belittle anyone. I'm just, it's a passion project at this point for me. again, I do work very, very hard. I cannot stress it enough how hard I work. Again, in fact, I like to use this picture here on Telegram that I always show people in the power team room where, hey, if you want to succeed, it's going to take a couple of things, right? You see this, oh, that's so pretty. Look at how good. Oh, it's so nice. Well, it took risk. It took failure. It took some doubt, criticism, discipline, sacrifices, rejections, super late nights. Believe me, I'm talking about 0 sleep late nights, persistence, and hard work. Okay, so again, you're in a position here to earn or to work for yourself, and it is a very real byproduct what you can earn from this. Okay, so again, if you want to walk away from it and blow it off as something that's not that big a deal, well, you ask the person who's made. Let me click out of here actually and show what some of the people, the top earners, are making. If you think it's no big deal, give me a number, John. Not number one, because number one obviously is doing very well. Let's pick another number. My upline. I'll show my upline. I mean, again, you know, no problem showing 64. He's doing well. Got to give him his props. He's got a solid group of teams that are, you know, working in the background for him, but he's doing well. So 445 Ethereum. Okay, what does that equate to? $81,000. Yes, he's doing very well. All right, so this is something that you all, again, like I said, if you don't want to take it serious, you better double take at that number and look at how much money that is, right? Why? Not from sitting around and crossing his fingers and, you know, buying the first income slot and then complaining after a week that you haven't made a whole bunch of money. Well, yeah, okay, so let's log out of here. And again, we can go, I mean, the dashboard is highly functional, right? There are so many different things, which I showed already in the PowerPoint of clips that, you know, drove the point home about missed payments and things like that. Give me another one, John, anyone?
731.
731, all right. Let's look at 731. Oh, $20,000. I'd say that's a decent amount of money, right? And this is, okay, yes, this is number 6. You might be like, well, that's number 6. They got in so early, so, you know, blah, blah, blah. John, can we come out to a number that is, I don't know, like somewhere in the thousands? I mean, we already looked at, I guess it was 1111, 81, but we can look at that one again. But are there something that come off a hand that's in the higher numbers of, you know, where we are, near to where we are now?
The current value we have, not off my head, but you could look at 9992.
999, okay.
9992 is recently active.
999 or 02?
Yeah, I think it's a 9. Is it 9292 or 9? Let me see. Try 8679 also.
Okay, wait.
8679 will be fine.
Okay, 8679, which is it's fairly down. That's the 8,679th person. I'd say they're doing okay. I'd say that they are pretty happy and sleeping pretty well at night, knowing that they have earned $43,000 in the amount of time. Now, keep in mind, another thing, this contract launched, we get this question all the time. This contract's been around for 6 months. No, it hasn't. It's been around right at 2.5 months right now, okay? On February the 6th is when this contract hit the Etherscan. I mean, it hit the, Ethereum blockchain as a smart contract that was activated. Yep, 2.5 months, right? And we're already at 4 million paid out. As you can see, you know, these people here who are earning this, they are earning high levels from doing the work, right? You can see most of the payments here for this person actually came in from referring people, right? 31 ETH that has come in on X3, right? They're bringing in people. This is a very active person, okay? On this X4, they've gotten in, well, this is still a solid amount of Ethereum, 105 Ethereum, which equates to $19,318. And I'm sure they're okay with that, all right? I certainly hope to get to that level, to those levels soon. This is because, again, I'm not going to quit. I don't have to be convinced. You know, I've already been through enough passive income platforms where you drop your money in there and a minimum amount of money, a minimum is to start to, you know, oh, you can't even get in here unless you have $200. Okay, well, you might want to, like I said, consider some of the points, you know, why, you know, this is as attractive to so many people. whether you're lower income or whether you're higher income. Doesn't matter. I don't care if you're driving a Mercedes Benz, right? It doesn't matter if you're driving whatever it might be, a Bentley or whatever the case is. If you're driving a Bentley, you might want to go ahead and hop in here too. Yep, you sure might want to, because again, there are people of a variety of social class that are coming into this, and they are taking advantage of it, okay? Don't just let it be the higher income people who are coming in here and earning, okay? It is a level playing field for all people. So again, I think I have said enough. What other questions again are there? Anyone, raise your hand, drop it now if you want, because otherwise we'll end the call, because we've gone now, I guess probably an hour and what, 40 minutes or so, John?
Hour and a half.
All right, so we're right in the ballpark of what a solid webinar should be, okay? So for those people who have stayed on the line, we appreciate you. Those are the ones who are more serious. Well, no offense to the people who had to leave the call early, but at the same time, we do appreciate those of you all who have stayed with us through the call. And who says, Daniel, yes, a recording will be made available. As I have said before, I am a YouTuber. I will post this onto my YouTube channel, Experience Crypto 24/7. In fact, let me go ahead and give a little plug on that for people who are curious about what my YouTube channel is, what it looks like, and where you can find it. And you can find it right here. All right, so Experience Crypto 24/7. Got tons of video now about Forsage, because I've been, like I say, this is a passion project for me, where I've just pretty much only made videos recently about Forsage, because I just don't even want to talk about anything else, even though I have other platforms on my channel here that are making money. But again, a lot of them, you have to have a minimum $300 to get in. A lot of them are, you know, it's just something that it's just maybe not for the average person, but you know, it's up to you. You come by, check it out if you want to, but I am endorsing Forsage here on this call. As you can see, I'm not even trying to talk about other platforms. So, you know, if that doesn't tell you something, I don't know what will, but this is my channel. Check it out. Go ahead and get on by there and subscribe if you have not done so already. And yeah, I mean, get in there and be active, you know, and this is where I will post this webinar, just as I have posted the last few webinars that we've done, okay? Yes, and I appreciate from Lotto. Oh, there's Danny. I see you just subscribed. Welcome aboard, Danny. Got my phone over here, as you guys can see. I've got all my things set up. I am always on it. You know, I got the phone in one hand, or propped up with my Gorilla Grip, whatever it's called, thing, and or tripod. And yeah, there's no excuse, man. Again, this is serious for me. So when people are like wondering, you know, oh, it's only you, or how come you're making money? Because I'm working. That's why. And again, yes, I'm also earning from the passive aspect of it, but it is a byproduct, and I stress again that it's a byproduct. All right. Another comment here that's popped in, or John just dropped for questions, for people who had questions. And then is it Cease said, thank you. You're very much welcome. Cheers, Daniel. Thank you for subscribing, buddy. What is this? Please share the screen. Everyone can see the screen, right?
Yeah.
All right. Richie, that's some serious cash. It sure is. All right. Well, I mean, I guess that we've done a solid job. I don't know why people don't want to speak up, but I mean, you know, I can unmute your mic if you don't want to type something, if you want to ask something. Again, raise your hand and say that you'd like me to unmute your mic, and you can ask verbally your question if you'd like to do that. Don't be shy. You know what I mean? We won't bite. And I couldn't bite you if I wanted to.
I think the option to raise the hand is not available. I can't raise mine.
Ah, good Lord. I'm having all kind. I guess I do need to buy the premium Zoom package. But however, I think I have covered most questions that anyone might have anyways. So again, the points that I'm going to drive to you are, here's this. Forsage is a phenomenal program that it cannot be tampered with or hacked. You know, it's zero risk. In my book, I'm just calling it zero risk, right, with the smart contract. The other thing to talk about is the fact that it is going to be, and I think I mentioned it before, but they are going to put the website on what's called interplanetary file systems, which effectively is a blockchain for websites. Okay, so that for some websites, as you may know, I mean, even Amazon or other well-known websites, that they have been attacked and had, you know, what's called a DDoS attack, which means that someone has come in and screwed up their servers. And their servers essentially were not able to get the user interface, what we all know as the screen that you stare at that has the functional buttons that you touch and do all this. Well, Forsage will be put on the interplanetary. Lotto has explained that, yeah, he's going to get the site onto the interplanetary file systems. You guys can Google that if you'd like. I think I already, here, I already typed it up. So this, for people who are curious, you can see their actual site, ipfs.io. And I'm not going to read through it. You guys can do that on your own. I've already talked long enough. But essentially, it is that the website will be on a blockchain style system that it can't be pulled down. It can't be hacked. And so we always have full access to our, because again, even if the website goes down right now before it's put here onto the IPFS, you can interact through it through Etherscan, but that's a story for another day, another can of worms that I will stay away from talking about today. And again, this is something that's easy and very approachable at this point for pretty much anyone, right? I think that they can come into this and find somewhere where they can get $10 to get started, right? And beyond that, yeah, make sure that you take some effort, on your part to go out and share this with people. Okay, don't make those excuses about like, oh, this guy, he thinks he doesn't believe in it. Well, keep it moving. Okay, it's not your job to convince people about what it isn't. Okay, it is what it is, and it's working. Okay, hashtag facts. And yes, again, this is something that I think, yeah, like I said, you have all the tools I've talked about. The social media that you do have, everyone has probably the access to. Oh, you did raise your hand there, John.
Yeah, I found out below, right at the bottom, you can actually raise your hand for everybody.
All right, so there you go. But yeah, like I said, so if we don't have any more questions or any other statements, I wish everyone well. The Power Team, by the way, the Power Team, when signing up with the Power Team, which the link is in the description box for people who are watching this after the fact, after the live Zoom, instructions are in the description box. When you use the link to sign up, that's there. I think it is at step 3 or so. That will take you to a request form that we will then give you one of our team members' referral link. All right. So we have actually shared out now how much, roughly 13, 14 referrals so far, John, to people, and given free referrals.
19 applied and 12 assigned.
Okay, so, and those have been given away, right? I don't even have my own personal link. I want to stress that point to people that because some people are like, oh, you're going to put your link in there and all people that come into the Power Team are going to be yours. No, they're not. Because again, how it works is the more people that come in through and are shared with referrals of my referrals and their referrals, it will trickle up. And I eventually will see the glory of that one day. But it's a selfless thing for me, right? Yes, I am definitely about getting my, my Ethereum to a higher level. But at the same time, I'm also very, very, very passionate about helping people. And I think that, people think that that's that's like a show or something that I'm just trying to, put on a veneer that I'm putting on for people. Like, no, by helping people, which I actually do enjoy doing that anyways, it is a byproduct of by helping them, right? By sharing people that come across and that want to sign up for this program, by giving that person, right, who's come and watched my video or the video that we're all putting work in here on this Zoom call to give the person who's interested in signing up with this, give them to someone else. And I've done that, right? I've done that multiple times. John has, done that, as you can see, up to 12 times. So that's another point to make with coming into the Power Team, and that we do, work, as I said, we make it very, very, in terms of stressing the point of working together as a team and we're not going to stop. Okay. And yes, there's people who have come into the power team that have kind of just fallen to the wayside, but that doesn't mean we're not giving up on you. We're not going to give up on the new people that come into this thing and that want. Oscar, yeah, you got a question, buddy?
Yep.
Yeah, let me go ahead and get Oscar's mic on. If you have a question that you wanted, or did you want me to unmute your mic, Oscar? I'll unmute your mic and then you can just briefly say.
You hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, okay. I just have one question because I thank you for all the explanation, but are there any presentation I can get my hands on?
Absolutely. We'll give you a PowerPoint presentation that you can have as a visual.
Shorter.
Absolutely shorter. It's just a PowerPoint presentation that it has about 15 slides that breaks down this program so you can share it with other people and have a visual aid to show to other people.
I've put it on the Zoom group chat. You can download it right now.
Can I download? Yeah, he asked the question for me. Okay, yeah, I can download this.
Yes.
FTF. Okay, thank you.
You need it in any other language, let me know.
I need it in Thai.
In Thai?
Thai, yeah.
Oh, there isn't one at the moment for Thai. Only have French, German, Spanish. No Thai.
No Thai. Okay, that's okay.
Yeah, this is great. Again, this is why, again, we encourage people to ask these questions. We'll get you the information that you need so that, yeah, you have the tools that are available to us that we can share with as many people as possible. So, hey, with that said, I think I'm going to go ahead and put a cap on this thing here. And I do want to thank all of you who, as I said, were able to make it by and share in this Zoom call live. For those of you guys who are watching this after the fact, again, go ahead and be sure to follow. There's actually my Telegram channel where we're calling it the Forsage Gateway. And you can go in there and ask questions. And we do have pretty much all of the Power Team members that are a part of that as well, who will get you up to speed, get questions answered at a point in time that's convenient, because maybe you weren't able to make it to the Zoom call and you have questions. We'll answer them there for you in the Telegram group. And so again, I cannot stress enough how thankful I am that Forsage has hit the scene when it has. Again, this moment in time is crucial because a lot of people are looking.
Hello.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I'll mute him. But again, it is crucial.
Já, nei, það bara því að ég að klára hérna fundin, sko.
1 second. But so it is crucial that a lot of us take action now. All right, especially because things are just as volatile as they are, and you don't know. You might be losing your job next, right? If you haven't lost it already. So hopefully that doesn't happen. Prepare yourself by getting an income stream like this. It's unbelievable. I mean, but yet it is the reality. I'm living this reality, and you can be living this reality as well. All right. So with that said, thank you very much, everyone. It has been my pleasure. My name is Tamik. I'll see you in the next Zoom call.
Cheers, guys.
All right. Cheers.